Hello students, we will start a new chapter, the invention of Vita Wonk. Mr. Willy Wonka, the owner of the chocolate factory, has decided to invent Wonka White. This will make people younger, but it is too strong. After taking this, there is a rapid decrease in age. Some people have disappeared because their age has reached in minus. One person has become minus 87, so he needs to wait for 87 years to be visuals to others. So this is the story of Mr. Willy Wonka. He was the owner of chocolate factory. So one day he has decided to invent a very strange things so that people can wonder, and that invent was Wonka White. These things will make the people younger, but it is too strong. It is for the persons, those who are not very soon get old. So after taking these things, there will be a rapid decrease in age. Even some of the people disappeared because this is very strong, and even they will reach in minus. And one person's age has already reached -7, so he needs to wait for 87 years to be visuals. Mr. Wonka must invent a new thing to reverse these changes, and he must to invent a new things to reverse these changes, because already that person has took that Wonka Whites, and that Wonka Whites was very strong. He has reached -87 years, so he needs to wait for 87 years to be visuals. So for that only he must to invent a new things to reverse the changes. Inside the chocolate factory, Mr. Wonka is searching for a new recipe which will make people older. He asks Charlie about the oldest things in the world. Charlie's reply was a tree. Mr. Wonka added that it is the bristlecone pine trees growing in the slope of Willow tree. Now he went to his factory and decided with Mr. Charlie, and he was started to searching a new recipe to will make people older. And his friend, Charlie told him about the oldest things in the world, that is a tree. And Mr. Wonka added that is the bristlecone pine trees, even in the growing in the slopes of Willow in tree. Mr. Wonka added that it is the bristlecone pine trees growing in the slopes of Willow Peak in Nevada, USA is the tree that lives longer than anything else. Then Mr. Wonka added that bristlecone pine trees growing in a slope of Willow Peak in USA, okay, in Nevada, USA, and it will be lives longer than anything else. Then Mr. Wonka went to the great glass elevator to travel across the world to collect the items from the oldest living things. Now he collected a pint of sap from a 4,000 years bristlecone pine tree, toenail clippings from a 168 years old Russian farmer, an egg laid by a 200 years old tortoise, the tail of 51 years old horse, and so on. This is how he collected all these things to reverse the change. In his inventing room, after working with all these elements for us, he prepared a cup full of oily black liquid. He gave 4 drops of it to a 20 years old Oompa Loompa volunteer. Charlie asks what happened after that. Mr. Wonka informed him that the creature, after a bit of shivering and wrinklings, became a 75 years old, and he confirmed the inventions of Vita Wonka to Charlie. So his mission was successful. Whatever he was searching, it's already done. He has collected many things: bracelet, pine trees, toil, nail clippings, everything he has collected from the Russian farmers. Then even in his inventing rooms, after working with all these elements for us, he prepared a cup of oily black liquids, and he kept two small drops to a 20 years old volunteers. Then after that, what happens that a creature, after a bit of shiverings and wrinklings, but still he became a 70 years old, and he confirmed the inventions of Vita Wonka to Charlie. So students, this is the story of Mr. Willy Wonka. So students, this is your question and answer. This is question number 1. In question number 1, you will get 2 questions, and answer has given here. Question number 2, answer you can see here. Question number 3 with solutions, and question number 4. I gave only 4 questions. You have to write it down from here and just by heart. Whatever I have gave, you just study this only. No need to study other things. This is your questions only. Okay, questions and answer. Thank you, student.